Hello. Many years ago, when I had my YouTube channel, which I called Separated Society, I made a video about Microsoft operating system, which I found that it's very got some similarity, and it's very similar with something what is happening in our sky. And I'm talking here especially about something what we call the Nibiru system. In that time, and that was more than 10 years ago, I already noticed that something is too much synchronized with what's going on with the Microsoft operating system. But today I had a chance to see not a small picture, but very big picture, which finally can be totally seen in what I've been saying 10 years ago, and proves that everything, all my suspicions and everything what I thought in that time and what I've been said in that time, it was the truth. And there is no such coincidence that something can be so much connected with the time, with the look, with the symbols and all kind of stuff which are connected to something what is above our head in the sky. And most of the people did not notice this or recognize this because they were too deep watching that operating system as an operating system, not as something what is have double meaning, and which more of the big majority of the people don't have any idea and any clue what this is all about. So let's start from the beginning, from the very beginning. Let's start with something what we call window. Window, as a part of our house or our apartment, it's have its purpose, and they are naming the Windows operating system according to the window in the house, but in effect they said that that is all related to the folders and these windows that you are opening on your computer with your mouse. But in effect, let's see what is the purpose of the window, and we must completely take care of this part of the wall or of the house. So first, the window, it's protecting us from something what is coming from the outside. But at the same time, it's transparent and you can watch through it. Well, but this is not the one-way street. Because you can go outside and you can watch what is going in the house looking through the window. So the window have two sides, outside and inside part. As you can see, this is some kind of the double duty or double meaning, even if you wish. Secondary, as you can see that the symbol of the operating system, Windows, from the Microsoft, got a cross. So you got Windows, which is divided in four parts. And what is dividing these four parts? It's a cross. Very interesting, because we have this so-called planetary system, which they called the crossing planets. So this is the first coincidence that it's matching something what we are going to talk about. Window, it's not randomly pick up name for this operating system. In effect, window, it's very, very carefully choose, because they are always doing what they are doing with double meaning. They are dealing with the twins. They are changing original person with the twin person, or the person who is very look-alike, like original person. So they are dealing through the history all the time with double things, same double things. If we go forward and let me show you something else. So this is an article from some internet portal. It says from the Windows 1 to Windows 10.29 years of Windows evolution. And now look what they say in a word. They say Microsoft Windows operating system was first introduced in 1985. Over 29 years, a lot has changed. But what things have stayed the same? Asking the question the author of this article. I couldn't hesitate but not to see this 1029 here. And I said, is there anything related from the Bible to the number 1029? Why not 1027? Why not 1030? Why not? So 1029 is got its message here, which is again related to the sky and what may happen from the sky. So let's read this. In the King James Version of the Bible, the text reads, "Are not two sparrows fall for farting, and one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father?" And the New International Version translates the passages, "Are not sparrows sold for a penny, yet not one of them will fall to the ground apart from the will of your Father." Interesting, isn't it? Now let's go back on the first article and look at this year when the Windows came out as an operating system. We have to go a little bit earlier in the history, and that will be 1984, when a chief of the Naval observation place, Mr. Harrington, was discovered with his telescope the so-called 10th planet, or Planet X, and soon after that we had the first version of the Microsoft Windows operating system. Very strange. Let's go to the second one or third one. Microsoft Windows has seen 9 major versions. 9 major versions since its first release in 1985. Over 29 years later, Windows looks very different, but somehow familiar with the elements that you have survived the test of the time, increases in computing power, and most recently a shift from the keyboard and the mouse to the touch screen. Look at this very interesting part here. 9 major versions. 9 major versions. This is one very, very interesting number. Number 9. It's not 8, it's not 7, it's not 10, it's not 11, it's not 15 or 20 or 3 or 4. It's 9 major versions. So now I will show you something what no one of you ever even think about, or it never even came to his mind to connect what I'm going to show you with what is going on parallel with with the new versions of the Windows. How have you ever think about why the Windows has these numbers and it's nothing continuously like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but rather we have version 1, version 2, version 3, and then after that we have Windows 95. So there is no much connection with the first 3 numbers, with the first 3 version, because logically we can expect that that will be Windows 4. But they are not. They are Windows 95. So let's see this logos and this operating system, how they are coming out from year to year to nowadays, and let's see what the logo show us, because this is very, very important. And you will see something absolutely fascinating and shocking in the same time, and it's absolutely excluded that something like this could be synchronized with what is going on in our sky. So let's go to the first operating system, which is called Microsoft Windows version 3.1, which came out in 1993. Okay. What you see here, it's a comet, believe it or not. This is the tail of the comet, and this is the 4 different comets which are approaching to our reality and to our world. But as you can see here, we have very clearly seen that we have a red square or red comet, and we have a blue comet. Only these 2 comets got tail. You don't have a green tail, you don't have a yellow tail, you have only 2 tails. So in 1993, these comets were coming toward the Earth. They are discovered in 1994, and in 1993 they were observable, and they were saw as two objects with two tails in two different colors coming toward the so-called Earth. So let's go forward, because you may think that I'm crazy, but let me show you what is happening in the next logo of the Windows, which we call Windows 95. Windows 95 came out in the 1995. Look what we got here. We got sky behind this comet. Two comets in the sky. You see the sky here, clouds and the sky. Why would they put the background of the sky for no reason? Because it goes very well to the symbol that you see on the screen. It's a crossing planet. It's a cross, two tails. Remember this. You will see how this will going to develop through the year. So Windows 95 came into the so-called our world and our sky. You can see the sky with the clouds. Now let's go to the next slide. These are the Windows NT4 workstation, and they came out in 1996. As you can see, this comet with the two tails are now in the Starry Night background. So the Starry Night, you can see the comet into the space with these stars which are surrounding this picture or this logo. If you invert these colors here, then you will see this black dots which are the stars. And if you are not familiar, if you don't see it, now you can see it. You can see the stars, and you can see the logo of the Microsoft, which consists two comets, a red one and a blue one, which is blue and the red Kachina. Okay, so we will going to undo this and show you the original state of this logo from the Microsoft, which was published in 1996. Well, that was fun, or coincidence twice. Let's go to the next system. And this is the Windows NT workstation. Came out in 1997. You can still see the same two tails from the blue Kachina and the red Kachina, and you can see again that the background is still the Starry Night, dark night with the stars, and two comets in the dark night with the stars behind them. Now let's go forward and look what a surprise. We got again the clouds and the sky, but with very, very large and very, very big two comets, which we call red Kachina and a blue Kachina. And if I'm going to the Windows 95, take a look at the difference in the size of this logo in the sky. That was in 1998. Now, something very interesting happened on the next version of Windows, and this is Windows 2000. And we got now some layers here. As you can see, the layers are present in the logo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers are present, but as you can see, the end one, the farthest one, the most distant one is blue, like a sky, and this all, it's in some kind, it's in a frame, like they are isolating this object for some reason with some strange squares. Windows 2000 was published in year 2000. So let's go forward, and then we have Windows Millennium. Windows Millennium was published in year 2000. Now you can see that these layers are separated. If we go here, you can see that this is disarranged, and these layers start to taking some strange positions, probably in the sky. What is the true meaning of this? I did not realize until now. Maybe I will for a few days. When it came to my mind, I have to use a bit of imagination. But as you can see, in effect, we can see here 3 frame objects, which are two objects here and additional 2 here. Now let's go here, and it starts to be very, very interesting. This is the Whistler, okay? Codename Whistler. You know what does it mean, the Whistler? Whistleblower is someone who is announcing something or telling a secret, something what is keeping it a secret. They start to talk about this publicly, and they are revealing something what shouldn't be known. Usually in corruption, but also we have whistlers in the astronomy and everywhere else. This was released in 2001. Very interesting thing here that we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 12. 20 objects are here under this 2 red and blue comets. Well, this is kind of more and more interesting because look what is going to happen here. Finally, we have in 2001, what do we have here? Windows XP. XP means Planet X. And this is what it is and what you see here. You see 4 layers which are in the sky, and without any hidden meaning, they publicly show you right in the face this operating system. It's called XP or Planet X. Here comes more and more intrigue. After Windows XP, in 2003, there was a Windows Server. As you can see, there is no much change here. Okay, the logo remains same as in this one here, just like it looks. It's a bit smaller, like it's a more distant. That means that this here is the year when probably Planet X was the closest to the Earth, maybe. So let's go into the Windows 2004 Longhorn. Look at this. Look at this title. Microsoft Longhorn. As you can see, we have no more present color on the logo. Windows Longhorn came out in the 2004. As you are not familiar, planet Nibiru, it's also called the winged planet, or the planet with the horns, with two horns from the both sides. Very interesting that this Microsoft operating system got named Longhorn. Another coincidence. Let's go forward, and here we are. 2007, Windows is showing Windows Vista. What do we have on this logo? We have a huge blue planet with 4 additional objects in different colors, but this huge blue planet, it's probably the blue Kachina. As you can see, no more tails here, but we got some kind of the tails here which looks very, very strange. I'm not going into these details. What does it mean, Vista? Vista means that something is visible, that you have a view on something. Windows Vista means the Windows view on something what is in the sky, and there's a huge bluish planet present in the very dark background, which may represent the dark blue night. And how far we can go with the coincidences, let's go forward, because we have in 2009 Windows 7, which clearly shows 4 objects in the sky, exactly as the NASA is showing us a picture of the distant star from some so-called galaxies, which look exactly the same as this object here. You got coma inside, and you got this aura, which is probably the tail behind this 4 objects which are in a different, very different color. If we go forward, because this is an animated logo, the next version of this, it's this. As you can see, this is the comets. These are the comets with the tail and with the coma. 4 coma and 4 comets are flying into one system, one next to another. Let's go. Here we got Windows 8, which is very, very unusual. And this Windows 8, it's interesting because this is showing or represent the 8 objects which are in the sky part of this system. Why would they go from 2000, from 95, from 98, from 2003, from all kind of stuff back to Windows 8? So we can count them: Windows 3, 95, 98, 2000, 2005. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 version is this one here, and this is the Whistler. So this is got nothing to do with number 8. Why would they call this Windows in 2012 Windows 8? Okay, because there is no Windows 9. And now we came to this very, very interesting part, and this is a Windows 10, which is in effect the 10th planet. The 10th planet, X, Windows X, in 2015. And then we have this Windows, again, in 2021, Windows 10 X, which is the planet X. As you can see here, the logo, it became very, very interesting also here. And, oh, here I am. And you can see this dark blue. I mean, few, how do you say, a few layers of the same color. Okay, you see that here? So I did not figure out what does it mean, but as I'm showing to you, Windows operating system, without any doubt, it's showing synchronicity with what is going on in the sky. There is no doubt that this is related, and they are following very, very carefully what is going in the sky, and they transfer this in their logo, and they show to all of us what is going on in the sky, but people are not aware that this is related to the sky. And this is one of the most interesting and intriguing part, because they're always putting everything right in the front of your nose, and you are not aware of it, because you're looking everywhere else, and they are putting everything here like a book in the front of your nose, and you are not able to see this, because we don't have this ability or option or habit to go away from ourselves and start to observing the place and what we are looking at from some different altitude or attitude, or call it what you want. But this, what I've been showing to you, it's not any coincidence. This here, as I showed you before, it clearly shows a flying object in the sky with the tails and with the 2 commas, and additional 2 commas are present here, but without any trace. So these 2 were visible, and these were arrived or whatsoever in 1995. They know about this from 1984, and soon after the Harrington discovered this object in the sky, they are denied them. They are how do you say, take away this article from the Washington Post, and since then they are continuously try to cover up this, what is in our sky. I hope that you have now some very different view on the something what you seen so many times. How many times did you install a window? How many times did you turn on and off the Windows operating system? How many times did you stare at that logo without recognize that these are the planetary systems, comets, planetary comets, and maybe these squares here also represent other comets which are now in our system, like Atlas, Pansar, all kind of stuff, you know, which are present here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you see? We got 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 3 6 here. Wow, 6, 6, 6. Also very, very significant. So, as you can see, the operating system and its owner, Bill Gates, who is a very, very rich man, he is aware of what is going on. He's probably following this because he's got a lot of money and he can afford himself to go very deep into this, what is here and this, and he is showing us through his logos on his operating system what is going on in our sky. And this is very, very important for you to know. This is a great confirmation. You don't have to believe what I've been saying. Nobody is forcing you to believe, but one day, when you will be maybe more aware, you will realize that what I've been showing to you 10 years ago and now, it's absolutely matching the subject that I'm talking in this video. That will be all. Thank you very much. If I found anything else that much interesting that should be mentioned, I will do a second part of this video soon as I found or noticed something what is more connected with the Microsoft operating system and its relation with the astronomy and with the sky above us. Thank you very much and stay tuned.